This is the Raw on Netflix June 9, 2025 full show results video which takes place at PHX Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. John Cena makes his entrance and says crowd teaches him something every time they open their mouths, and what they taught him at Money in the Bank is that truth is a lie. He asks if they think that actually accomplished anything before calling them spineless keyboard warriors and ignorant armchair activists with no real power to change anything. He has limited time. He told us when he got started, he had 36 dates and now we're down to 19. This is almost over, we are halfway done, and if you want to accomplish something, don't waste your voice to summon the class clown, send him competition. The way he sees it, everyone they've cheered for, from R-Truth to Cody Rhodes to Randy Orton, he has shut their mouths and beaten their best. CM-Punk makes his entrance then, and says he's not defending the establishment, he's not standing for TKO or trying to save billionaires, he's here for the people. Is John made because the establishment picked him but the people never did, and CM was chosen by them in 2011 to be the voice of the voiceless? He says Cena knows that what he's doing is wrong, and the crowd obliges with you sold out chants. Punk says after he takes the title off him he's gonna spend the rest of his dates crisscrossing the country apologizing for the man he's become. That belt has corrupted him and Punk knows because it turned him into a monster when he held it in 2012. By his count, after tonight, Cena has 18 dates, and out of what little respect he has left for John, he'll let him pick which of those dates Punk takes the title off of him. John picks up the mic and sums it up, Cena-Punk, one final match, the best in the world versus the greatest of all time for the undisputed WWE Championship, let's do it. A broad grin breaks out across the champion's face and, of course, he says he's not doing it tonight. For a match like this, Punk will have to follow him to Saudi Arabia to do it at Night of Champions. They square up and then Seth Rollins makes his entrance on the stage, flanked by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and holding up the Money in the Bank briefcase. Then we saw a match between AJ Styles versus Chad Gable, and the result of this match was AJ Styles defeated Chad Gable by pinfall with the Styles Clash. Liv Morgan is warming up in Gorilla when Roxanne Perez rolls up and Perez goes to talk but Morgan shushes her and says she's gonna win her Queen of the Ring match and Roxanne says they should work together so Judgment Day has somebody in the tournament. Liv shoots her down and Perez offers of May the best woman win and Morgan says she will. Then we saw a Queen of the Ring first round match between Kairi Sane versus Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez, and the result of this match was Roxanne Perez won the match by pinfall with a bridging jackknife pin on Kairi Sane. Nikki is backstage catching up with Natalya and also Maxine Dupree is there. Bella walks off and runs into Io Sky who is comforting Kairi Sane after her loss. Nikki introduces herself to Sky and they express admiration for each other as Bella heads wherever she's going. Becky Lynch makes her entrance and gets on the mic and says the WWE Intercontinental Championship is meant to be about opportunities but the biggest opportunity has been her winning it and making it the greatest prize in all of pro wrestling just because it's hers. Lyra raised her arm so aggressively she thought she dislocated her shoulder and offered an olive branch by asking her to put the title around her waist. But Valkyria went crazy and tried to kill her so now she's going to ask the crazy bird lady to come out and apologize and to raise her hand again, but this time to raise it right. Then comes Lyra Valkyria, but Bayley ambushes Becky before Valkyria can make it to the ring. Becky bails and runs up the aisle but Lyra sends her right back inside. Lynch barely slips out of a rose plant and runs out through the crowd. Commentary talks about all that and two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ron the Truth Killing slips through the crowd and onto the announce desk between them, mic in hand. He says he is back because of the crowd, then says we all love R-Truth, he does too, but R-Truth can be too funny, too nice, and too forgiving. Not him, he wishes you would, and he feels different, alive, and for anyone that thinks he's a lie or some sideshow act, a gimmick and he pulls a pair of scissors out of his pocket and cuts his braids off. He says the truth has set him free and he is Ron Killings, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, now put some respect on his name. Dominic Mysterio is warming up backstage when Finn Balor and JD McDonough roll up and Finn asks if he thinks it's strange that Dom is in King of the Ring and Mysterio explains that he figured Balor wouldn't mind if he represented Judgment Day in the tournament while Balor and McDonough go after the tag titles again. Finn goes with it and Roxanne Perez is there now and Balor says everybody's happy and everybody's winning and kinda shoves Perez at Dom expectantly. Mysterio is awkward for a beat and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez roll up, unamused and asking why everyone's celebrating. Roxanne says she saved her from Kairi Sane so she should be okay, right? Liv coldly agrees that everything is fine and walks off. Seth Rollins is backstage with Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. Seth says they represent an all-out assault on both world titles, and whether they take them by victory or by heist, absolute power will be theirs. Then we saw a King of the Ring first round match between Braun Breaker versus Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Sami Zayn, and the result of this match was Sami Zayn won the match when Breaker hits a spear to Penta on the floor, but LA Knight takes him out with a BFT and leaves through the crowd. Sami Zayn saw the opportunity and hits a hell of a kick on Dominic Mysterio to win the match by pinfall. AJ Styles is interviewed backstage and says he can't enjoy tonight because he can't stop thinking about what happened last week. Chad Gable is one of the best in the business, but Seth Rollins said Paul Heyman come and threaten him and Judgment Day are still running their mouth, and if you disrespect AJ Styles, he's gonna punch you in the mouth. And if you don't believe him, just ask Chad Gable, and on second thought, Styles is gonna go tell him himself. Grayson Waller is chatting with New Day when Kathy moves over to interview the tag team champions. They say there's a lot of incredible tag teams on Raw, but they're not defending their titles until a clear number one contender comes out of the pack, because they care about the titles unlike the last couple champions. A hype reel for Asuka follows, ahead of her return next week, and commentary hypes up next week's King and Queen of the Ring matches. Nikki Bella makes her entrance and gets on the mic, and she talks about how great it is to be back in the ring and thanks the WWE Universe and her Bella Army, and she's here to talk about Evolution 2 finally happening. She remembers main eventing the very first one, and it's been incredible to see the women's division growing since then, and she lists off a bunch of talent, including Stephanie Baker. She speaks on behalf of the women of the past that she's so proud where the division is now, and Liv Morgan charges out all mad that Nikki didn't mention her. Bella begs off saying it was unintentional, but Liv yells at her about being the most talented woman in the division, being world champion all last year and breaking records as a tag champion. Nikki is lucky she wasn't around when she was active because she would have beaten her then too. Morgan says she realizes she didn't mention her because she's jealous that she has everything Nikki doesn't. She has respect, a championship, and she has a man. Bella says she gets it. Liv lost tonight, she's angry, it's a bad night for her, but speaking of her man, she's trying to figure out who he belongs to. Is it Morgan or is it Roxanne Perez? But she asks if Liv could do her a favor and congratulate Roxanne for taking her title shot and her man. Morgan says she can say whatever she wants because she's a champion and all Nikki will ever be is a reality show diva. Bella turns and goes back to the ring, and Liv lays Bella out with Oblivion and then tells her this is her division and throws her hat at her. Commentary informs us that John Cena vs. Cena-Punk at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia is official. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Gunther vs. main event Jey Uso for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and the result of this match was Gunther defeated Jey Uso by referee stoppage with the Gajira Clutch, becoming your new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Gunther celebrates after the match, and the show goes off the air. How much you would rate this week's Monday Night Raw? Tell me in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe the channel for regular updates, and thanks for watching.